Joining us now with their special report and more, Sarah Carter, John Solomon. John, I'll start with you. Anything I'm saying here that's wrong, in your view?
Well, listen, we have a man tonight that filed a lawsuit that walked out of the NSA, CIA, and FBI with 47 hard drives, 600 million documents that were classified. This is way larger than Snowden. He gave it back to the FBI and said, the reason I took him is I want to sit down and show you all these mass civil liberties, and nobody's heard about this in the last 2 years. I think it's a pretty important story, and it goes to this larger issue of how much abuse may be going on beneath the intelligence community's cover. And we need to get an answer about how often our identities are compromised, how often our privacy is affected. We've been looking at this for 3 months, and there's a lot of concrete evidence, facts, that there are violations going on that need to be addressed.
And Sarah, so what your report is saying here is you had an ex-Intel contractor suing Comey, saying that the FBI, on a mass scale, covered up mass civil liberties violations against Americans, and he has evidence. Isn't that a little bit bigger than Russia collusion with no evidence, as I just proved up to this point?
Yeah, absolutely. This is on a much larger scale. We have seen the itemized reports of the 47, and we've posted them on our website at circa.com, of the itemized list of hard drives that he gave to the FBI, signed by the FBI. We have all the documentation to show this. And think about this, Sean. He said, and I just spoke to him before I came to see you, he said he unmasked, with the technology that he had, with the NSA, over 20 million Americans. 600 million documents. He said if you stack those up, that's 30 miles high. 30 miles high, but over 20 million Americans. And I said, well, what was it you were unmasking? He said everything, from their bank accounts, their homes, their records, phone conversations, emails. He was able to take down every single firewall. And it was so distressing because, you know, this is what he was directed to do. And when he tried to do the right thing, and he did, in his opinion, the right thing and got the immunity agreement from the FBI decided to not move forward. Move forward with that investigation, and that's all he knows.
Did Comey know about this? Because the headline is that he's suing Comey, alleging this mass cover-up of civil liberties violations, and you're telling me 20 million? 20 million? This is the
20
biggest...
million.
Wow. Did Comey know?
According to Dennis Montgomery, who is alleging that all of this happened and who is willing, he said, I am more than willing to tell anybody, face anyone, face Comey, face former director Robert Mueller, who was working at the FBI at the time when he began his work, because he spent 9 years working with them, started out with the FBI, then went on into the CIA, NSA realm. And so when he began this, he said that, you know, he was willing to talk to anyone and testify before anybody, face Clapper, face Brennan, face Comey, and he would not back down, even though he is right now, he's struggling with some health issues. He just wants to get the story out.
John, I'll give you the last word. I'm imagining that if it's more information than even Edward Snowden, that there's beyond smoking gun evidence here. When will the American people see this?
Well, it's been assigned to a very well-respected judge, Judge Richard Leon here in District of Columbia. He's the judge that previously ruled that the NSA had violated Americans' privacy. And the court process is going to play out now, and there will be a venue now where Americans can find out if these things are true and if their violations have been going on that have been swept under the rug by our government.
And you've been able to see what evidence?
We have been able to see that he did get an immunity agreement, that he did turn documents over to the FBI. So that part of his story is confirmed. Wow. And now his lawsuit lays out the actual predicate. Sarah did a great interview with him with some really fascinating insights on what he witnessed during his 9 years as a contractor.
Guys, we'll have you back tomorrow. This is huge. Thank you for your hard work. This is important for our Constitution and you, the American people. We'll continue on this story, I promise.